Yo, Yamamo Aquabashunko so eba POG Media. So yes, just a no about obe subscribe na. While like age media no edia me obitmin so age media na for fro and so akabian please click on the notification bell no so send a the news be able to platform no so also wo no de air ko and the air by air kwen yesem no na yam find some do na no enye de embra wa ye bo e de ra eye Okudzeto ablakwa eye akachena Okudzeto e de nsem bi aba abetudwa efa eye Ghana Armed Forces eye chese eye ha wo mosima kaweda ene omaye dey omaye diama chese na NPP for ye dey ebuli omo na Okudzeto de nsem bebre tudwa efa say we really eye nsem bebre crisis between Ghana soldiers and UN eye Canadian ne US for nyina tokwabi yi ni nyina dey by e wo ne eye NPP yankoni nkotie.
And then the Ghana Armed Forces, such a matter that even those who don't wear uniforms, everybody is empathizing with you the soldiers. And in this country, check, from time immemorial, anytime there has been a survey on the most respected institution, the most revered institution, it is not even the clergy who come number one. It is not Parliament. It has never been the presidency. It is always the Ghana Armed Forces. Check the polls. Check the Afro barometer. Always, anytime, Ghanaians are asked. So we have always held our soldiers in high esteem. If anybody shows up with the Ghanaian soldiers uniform, and it's not only in Ghana, all over the world. Read United Nations speeches by various secretary generals. Ghana is always top 10 when it comes to UN peacekeeping operations. Not only contributions of troops, but in terms of pedigree, reputation, and all of that. The Ghana Armed Forces has always been held in high esteem. So such a matter, where they are asking that your soldiers who are trying to help all of us, we are all worried about the fight against galamsey. We all know how dangerous galamsey is to our survival. You have overwhelming solidarity of all Ghanaians. Come and issue a statement to deal with the matter in a belated manner, many days after. You just come and sermonize to the whole world that you are advising all and sundry. Hey, who is this parliamentary candidate that the Ghana Armed Forces fears? Wow. Is this the same Ghana Armed Forces? Is this President Jerry John Rawlings Armed Forces? Flight Lieutenant Jerry John Rawlings Armed Forces? Is this the Armed Forces of Erskine? Is this the Armed Forces of Anidoho? When even Canadian soldiers ran away from Rwanda. When American soldiers, French soldiers, ran away from the Rwandan genocide. Only Ghanaian soldiers stood, resisted. Is this the Ghana Armed Forces that stood up to Belgian troops in the Congo in 1960? I am so appalled. I can't believe this. Our Ghana Armed Forces today is afraid of an NPP parliamentary candidate. He no chop MP yet self. The Armed Forces is afraid because he's from the Commander-in-Chief's party. Jesus Christ. And look, let's put this matter in proper context. It is not long ago that this country, we were all shocked. There was national upheaval over the killing of Major Maxwell Addo Mahama. We cannot forget. So it's not as if this is just empty talk, empty threat. It has happened before. In our recent history, Major Mahama, handsome, affable, young soldier, going on a harmless walk in a mining community. They thought he had come to pour sansan in their galam gari. So they descended on him, lynched him. As we speak, the assemblyman and those who coordinated the lynching have been jailed, life imprisonment. So this is not a joke. This is a very dark spot in the history of our country, so far as military-civilian relations are concerned. So, faced with this current history, no Ghana Armed Forces official issuing a statement after such a reckless, absolutely incendiary statement from a so-called parliamentary candidate, somebody who is not even fit to be even an aspiring assemblyman, totally unfit. Such a person deserves to be behind bars. And the Ghana Armed Forces is trying to advise all of us. We in Northton, what have we done? Has anybody in Northton said that they should go and attack soldiers? Has the Tamale Central MP said that they should go and attack soldiers? Has anybody in the CPP in Nanaya Jantua's party said that soldiers should come under attack? Our butterfly friends, have they changed their symbol from the butterfly to some spear to go and attack soldiers? Hey! So, the impunity, the total misgovernance and recklessness of the commander-in-chief has so much put the fear, not of God, but the fear of hoodlums, of thugs in our Ghana Armed Forces that they cannot even call out. I want to salute Ghanaians who have roundly condemned. Look, the Ghana Armed Forces was enjoying a lot of sympathy. All of us said, oh, because of what happened to Mahama, we cannot tolerate such statements. When they issue their statement, go and check what is happening now, social media everywhere. They say, oh, these people, it doesn't look like they deserve our empathy. Whoever issued that statement, the earlier the Ghana Armed Forces put out a better statement and take steps to go and arrest that rogue, that thug, the better for their own image. It is in their own interest. Look, after Major Maxwell Mahama's lynching, there was another incident in Ashama. You remember? Yeah. You remember? And all of us said that, look, this has to stop. Why are soldiers coming under attack? The soldiers themselves said that because of that, everybody they see in Ashama will be at the receiving end of their whipping. I do not support their reaction. They went overboard, whipped women, the aged, they were just assaulting everybody in sight. But you could tell that there was some sympathy. You felt that, look, the soldiers have had enough. Maxwell Mahama, then another one in Ashama. So when you issue this statement, those who are in solidarity with you, what would they do? What would they do? So look, the Ghana Armed Forces should better put its house in order. Okay. They have to show courage, the courage we have always admired them for. Look, we expect that they will tell the commander-in-chief in the face that you told this country that you are putting your presidency on the line. Nobody put a gun to your head to say that. And so we are going to take action. This has been happening in recent times. We don't feel safe. We are going to make an example of that parliamentary candidate. That is what we expect. So that even if the commander-in-chief is not minded to act. Look, what is happening in this country? Increasingly, it has become so evident that anything Akuffo says, take the opposite. Just forget about what you hear. Because look, one of the speeches he made that moved me was that I'll put my presidency on the line in the fight against galam. I mean, I thought that we were going to see some action that we have never seen in this country. After he made that statement, that is when the floodgates were open rather. And you have heard the Professor Frimpong Boateng report. If you haven't read it, at least you've heard essence. And our brother Solomon has told you the names in there. And Professor Frimpong Boateng is standing by the report, damning report. And he says right at the presidency, they are at the center of galamsey. Look, in any country, and you see that is why I feel so sad about the extreme partisanship in our parliament. If this was any other country, we would have been able to mobilize the 2/3 to impeach President Akuffo. Immediately, just on galamsey alone, the galamsey fight, the Frimpong Boateng report, and this latest revelation. Comrade, when we were saying in Parliament that the 2.8 million they've come to ask for Operation Galam Stop was too small, they should add to it and all of that. Not knowing they were deceiving us. That there is no operation anywhere. Galamsey is in full flight. And that is what the parliamentary candidate has put out. Why should President Akuffo not be impeached? Anybody should explain to me why Akuffo should not be impeached. Let's start the process now, and then you see the extreme partisanship. People are afraid of him. Look at what happened in the Kenufuriata case. Our colleagues held a press conference. 82 initially. Then later on, the majority leader of CHR announced that all of them are now in it. They are all for Ken must go. We have the vote of censure. The matter is brought to Parliament. The people who initiated the process say they are walking out. They couldn't even trust themselves to stay and even vote for him. They said, oh, we are walking out. Can you believe that? So there's a lot wrong with our politics. Okay. No principle, no consistency, no truth.
Yo, in some neguswa gu Mr. Sound subscribe, like Jumedia no, Neshe Jumedia Nema for and so answer and can be please. Click on the notification bell so send a be the news be at platform no so also one who the air core and the but some neguswa gu twice so and then some do not there to dry a very scary young Konkoti.
President says I'm putting my presidency on the line. It turns out that he's just deceiving all of us. Naked deception. The president has no scruples. He has no trustworthiness, no sincerity in him, no iota, no modicum of respect for the people, of dignity in him, no integrity, absolutely no integrity whatsoever. What kind of president is this? And after so many days, and look, the president cannot tell us if he really has a functioning national security, if the national security apparatus is working. Before this video emerged, and we were told that this happened about 2 or 3 months ago, it is only now coming public. The national security should have picked this up. Because really, your chairman of RegSec is there, is in the meeting. Elsewhere, it is the president who will have fired the regional minister, the MCA, and addressed the country and told us why he has fired him. Do you know that under President Mahama, President Mahama, hearing of, he got a hint. Then I was at the Ministry of Education. We didn't even know as ministers that apparently at the National Service, they are padding the National Service list. An insider, somebody went to blow the whistle to him. That they are padding the National Service list so that at the end of every month, if you have to pay only 10,000 people, you pay 50,000. So the 40,000 balance. A few people at the top, at the National Service Secretariat, then share the money. President Mahama quietly asked the BNI to go in. You remember? They went in, and it was confirmed. Identified the people who were doing it. To the very top. Immediately, they were rounded up. Sent to court. Monies were retrieved. That is the kind of leadership that we expect, that we want to see. You think that any other president in our history, President Mahama, will have allowed this? Look at what happened to that DC who only said cheer and disrespected people at a gathering. He was promptly fired. Just for saying cheer. This DC, no, he's not even DC, this parliamentary candidate is inciting people, minus against, and you know how people mine. The kind of weapons they are using these days. Now they are not mining just with bare hands. The kind of AK-47, the kind of weapons we are seeing them holding. Those champagne and all of that. You are telling them that they should just go after the soldiers, beat them up and call for reinforcement while they are at it. And everybody is at post. The MC is at post. The regional minister is at post. They are rather being hailed. Even the armed forces is afraid of them. Hey! If the armed forces is afraid of these thugs, you can't mention one name and go after him and take action. Meanwhile, as I conclude, Senna, this is the same country where a sister security agency, only a few days ago, just last weekend, what kept all of us awake, that we didn't sleep? The parliamentary candidate for the NDC in the Kaswa area, they say that she had a licensed gun in her car. When they checked their records, they said there was a spelling mistake in her name. Meanwhile, they filled the forms, but they say spelling mistake. Phyllis, 1L, double L, spelling mistake. Because of that, they say, hey, the gun, we can't joke when it's a gun matter. They arrested her and held her for more than 24 hours. A lactating mother who had delivered not too long ago. I know her very well because I go there to campaign. She's invited me there on 2 occasions. So I know. Lactating mother. Held her. Not even protests from the party hierarchy. I saw Uncle Totobi Kwachik, Bevlo Latte, and others there, Mane Bawumia, National Chairman, General Secretary, organizers, Sami Jemfi, who didn't go, MPs and all of that. The police said, oh, you can even resurrect your founder. We won't mind you people. They kept her in there. Can you believe that? Over spelling mistake. This parliamentary candidate who is inciting that go after soldiers, beat them up, kill them. He is walking freely. They are only circulating fake news that he was asked to report. He has report to who and at where? They think that we are zombies. Where did he report to? Who arrested him? And yet Nakoyo of Kaswa was kept for more than 24 hours. Now, this is the same security apparatus as we speak. I didn't know that they care about spelling mistakes. They care about accuracy of names. I didn't know that. Because for years, I have been exposing the president's appointee at the National Cathedral Board of Trustees. The president's top appointee, his spiritual advisor, Reverend Victor Kusibwati. This is a man who was appointed as Reverend Victor Kusibwati, but unknown to all of us, has a second identity as Kwabna Edu Jemfi. We have since exposed all his national IDs. He has national IDs in different names, these 2 different names. He has a diplomatic passport. The foreign minister came to parliament to confirm to us that yes, they issued a diplomatic passport in the name Kwabena Edu Jemfi. Different mothers, different dates of birth, 2 years apart. Different things. He has 2 voter ID cards. In this coming election, I don't know how he's voting. Is he voting twice? Will he be allowed to vote as Victor Kusi Boateng and vote again as Kwabena Edu Jemfi? Meanwhile, we are spending billions of dollars as a country on so-called digitalization. We say this is the era of digitalization. I have reported, ASEPA has also filed a complaint with the Ghana Police Service. He's untouchable. Nobody has arrested him. And this is a man many people don't know. On a daily basis, I am going to court. He rather has the effrontery, can you believe that? To drag me to various courts. He lost at the Human Rights Court. He hasn't given up. He's gone to criminal division that I have defamed him. He's gone to appeals court. He wants to catch me somehow. He rather. None of the judges can call the police that, hey, come and pick up this guy. Only the Human Rights Court judge said that, look, be careful. As you stand before me now, I don't even know whether you are Victor Kusi Boateng or Kwabena Edu Jemfi. And then chided his lawyer that you should rather give him better advice. But he is still roaming in the courts. What kind of country is this? That double identity fraudsters, they rather have access to the courts. He went to court that I should be jailed, that I am exposing his IDs, as violating his right to privacy. Can you believe that? In this country, the lawbreakers, the thugs, the hoodlums, they are protected. So this Amenfi East parliamentary candidate, nothing will happen to him. He will rather be embodied, applauded. And with this mindset of a parliamentary candidate, imagine how he's going to prosecute his campaign. Hey, I pity the NDC parliamentary candidate in that place and the butterfly parliamentary candidate and all of them. What? If even soldiers in uniform, this man and his boys are going to be beating them up, then you, ordinary parliamentary candidate, opponent of this guy, how will you survive? And are we going to allow this character, this hooligan, this hoodlum, this vagabond, this buccaneer, to contest the election? Are we going to allow that? Are we going to allow that? And the brand of the NPP, they are not worried that these are the parliamentary candidates they are presenting in a national election. They are not worried. National chairman hasn't spoken. The general secretary hasn't spoken. If the commander-in-chief clearly is such a deceptive despot that he won't act, and he has even cowed his armed forces into submission. So there's no elder in the NPP who is concerned about the brand. As I conclude, let me salute my colleague, MPP MP, and chairman of the Foreign Affairs Committee. I just read in the news, the Honorable Aṅgėr Akuffo. He's one of the very few objective MPs they have. He has just said this morning on another station that what the parliamentary candidate has done is condemnable, and they have to call him and educate him. Even though I think he was a bit mad, he said it's inexperience and immaturity and all of that. It's more than that. The guy is a rogue and should not have been a candidate. But at least it's rare these days to have an MPP MP. And he's done what even the Ghana Armed Forces couldn't do. Okay. They couldn't call him out. So I want to commend the Honorable Aṅgėr Akuffo for being objective and being honest. Okay. At least we have found one person in the NPP who has so far condemned what this gentleman has done. But I worry for the peace and stability of our country moving forward. Okay. With the kind of impunity, the protection of lawless elements that we are seeing. Thank you very much. If you just join us, the matter of all talk shows, Alaji and Alaji, we are live.
Nyame sure as wa hwe dwumadi no bedru esemre onka ono ontere wahwem na onya okese na dwumadi no enkusu a ekosototin aha na yede dwumadi no besi de da ekoso ya ne pitrinti imesoro gyebre POG Media, we always bring you the best. Yes, here we are fit about to afe. Yes, just obey bread. Now what's age media no the more stories ever bro my crown.